Good morning, students. Today we will do some more problems in compound angles. Yesterday we have completed about 8 problems we have completed. 9th problem onwards we are going to do now. So please read the 9th problem. Prove that sine square theta plus sine square theta plus pi by 3 plus sine square theta minus pi by 3 is equal to 3 by 2. That means pi by 3 means 60 degrees. So whatever may be theta. So this is always a constant equal to 3 by 2. Its value does not depend upon theta. So it is a constant 3 by 2. So first we will take second term and third term. First, without square we will take sine theta plus pi by 3. What is sine a plus b formula? Sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. Sine theta cos pi by 3 plus cos theta sine pi by 3. Let us take it as a plus b. First term is a, second term is b, a plus b. What about sine theta minus pi by 3? Here, second one. Sine a minus b formula. Sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. Sin theta cos pi by 3 minus cos theta sin pi by 3. Same as above, but in between instead of plus minus sign is there, that's all. So it is a minus b. So first formula is, if it is a plus b, then second formula is a minus b, only minus sign in between. Now squares let us consider. Sin square theta plus pi by 3 plus sin square theta minus pi by 3. It is clearly a plus b whole square plus a minus b whole square. But a plus b whole square plus a minus b whole square is 2 into a square plus b square. 2 into a square means sin theta cos pi by 3 whole square. So sin square theta cos square pi by 3. Plus b square means cos theta sin pi by 3 whole square, that is cos square theta sin square pi by 3. Okay. So 2 into sin square theta. What is cos pi by 3? Cos 60 degrees 1 by 2. 1 by 2 whole square 1 by 4. Plus sin square theta into sin pi by 3. Sin pi by 3 is sin 60 root 3 by 2 whole square. So 3 by 4. Now let us take this 2 into the inside the bracket. So 2 into 1 by 4, 1 by 2 sin square theta plus 2 into 3 by 4, 3 by 2 cos square theta. This is what? Second term plus third term only. To this we have to add the first term sin square theta. So adding first term sin square theta to the sum of these two. So initially we have to add sin square theta and half sin square theta plus 3 by 2 cos square theta we have to write as it is. In the beginning we have to add sin square theta. What about sin square theta plus half sin square theta? 3 by 2 sin square theta. 3 by 2 sin square theta plus 3 by 2 cos square theta. 3 by 2 common. In the bracket sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So it is equal to 3 by 2. So that is proved. Is it not? We have to prove that it is 3 by 2. So it is, whatever may be theta, it is always a constant. Okay. If you put theta is equal to 0, what happens? First term 0, sin square pi by 3 plus again sin square minus pi by 3, of course, but sin square minus pi by 3 is equal to sin square pi by 3. Sin square pi by 3 is 3 by 4 plus again sin square pi by 3 by 4. 3 by 4 plus 3 by 4 is equal to 3 by 2. It is just an example by giving theta is equal to 0 degrees. But theta whatever it may be, it is always 3 by 2. Okay. So let us see the next question, example 10. If so example 10. If ABC are the angles of a triangle And if none of them is equal to pi by 2, then prove that tan A plus tan B plus tan C is equal to tan A into tan B into tan C. And second one, cot A cot B plus cot B cot C plus cot C cot A is equal to 1. These two formulas are very, very important in a triangle. ABC are angles of a triangle. So A plus B plus C is equal to 180 degrees. Then what happens is tan A plus tan B plus tan C is tan A into tan B into tan C. Sum of the tans of the angles of a triangle is equal to product of the tans of the angles of the triangle. Similarly, second one, cot A cot B plus cot B cot C plus cot C cot A is equal to 1. How do you prove this? So first one, let us try to prove it. Given A plus B plus C is equal to pi, because ABC are angles of a triangle, A plus B plus C is equal to 180 degrees. 180 degrees means pi radians. Okay. So from this, if you take C to the other side, A plus B is equal to pi minus C. Apply tan both sides. Tan A plus B is equal to tan pi minus C. Tan A plus B, what is the formula? Here I have written. Tan A plus tan B by 1 minus tan A tan B. Right hand side, tan 180 minus C. Tan 180 minus C is minus tan C, as here. Now cross multiply. Tan A plus tan B, left side. Next, if you cross multiply, minus tan C into 1, minus tan C into minus tan A tan B. So minus into minus plus tan A tan B tan C. Then simply take this minus tan C to the left side. You will get tan A plus tan B plus tan C is equal to right side tan A into tan B into tan C. This left hand side tan A plus tan B plus tan C is simply written as sigma tan A. Sigma means sum, is it not? Sigma tan A means tan A plus tan B plus tan C. Next, right hand side tan A into tan B into tan C is written as pi tan A. So this pi notation you know. If you don't know, if you please know now. Sigma stands for sum, pi stands for product. Pi tan A does not mean that pi means 22 by 7, 22 by 7 into tan A. That is not the meaning. Pi tan A means tan A into tan B into tan C, product. Say the Greek letter sigma stands for summation. Sigma S stands for sum. The Greek letter pi means P. In Greek it is P. P stands for product. So pi stands for product. So pi tan A means tan A into tan B into tan C. So sigma tan A is equal to pi tan A. Means tan A plus tan B plus tan C is equal to tan A into tan B into tan C. That is very, very important. Please remember this. Okay, let us see the second one. Second one, we will prove it from the first one. Already we have proved that tan A plus tan B plus tan C is equal to tan A into tan B into tan C. So in that formula, in first you please write tan A as 1 by cot A, tan B you write it as 1 by cot B, and tan C you write it as 1 by cot C. Then you can easily prove it. Okay, tan A plus tan B plus tan C, 1 by cot A plus 1 by cot B plus 1 by cot C is equal to right hand side tan A into tan B into tan C, 1 by cot A into 1 by cot B into 1 by cot C. Okay. Now multiply both sides by cot A into cot B into cot C. Then you will get cot B cot C plus cot C cot A plus cot A cot B is equal to 1. So that means we have proved cot A cot B plus cot B cot C plus cot C cot A is equal to 1. The left hand side can be written as, because it is a sum, is it not? It can be written as sigma cot A cot B. Out of the three terms you can write only one term and put sigma. It means the sum of the three terms. sigma cot A cot B is equal to 1. These two results are very, very important in a triangle. So therefore, please remember them. They will be useful in our future chapter, properties of triangles. In trigonometry, we have very important chapter, properties of triangles, at the end of trigonometry. So there, these formulas are very, very useful. Okay, let us see the next question, example 11. If sin A is equal to 12 by 13, cos B is equal to 3 by 5, and neither A nor B is in the first quadrant, then find the quadrant in which A plus B lies. Okay. He has given neither A nor B lies in the first quadrant. Okay. Sin A he has given positive value or negative value? Sin A positive value is given. Okay. Sin A is positive in which quadrants? First quadrant, second quadrant. Is it not? Sin A is positive in first quadrant, second quadrant. He has given sin A positive value, 12 by 13. But he says that sin A does not lie in the first quadrant. Neither A nor B lies in the first quadrant. So sin A positive, it must be either first quadrant or second quadrant. He is saying that it is not in the first quadrant. Therefore, A lies in the quadrant number 2. Here I have written, please see. Here, A lies in quadrant 2. Similarly, what about cos B? He has given positive value or negative value? Positive value. Cos is positive in which quadrants? Cos is positive in first quadrant and fourth quadrant. But he says that B does not lie in the first quadrant. So B must lie in the fourth quadrant then. It is not lying in the first quadrant means it must lie in the fourth quadrant. So these two we can easily find out. B lies in the fourth quadrant. So A lies in the second quadrant means which angles? Between which angles? Second quadrant is here, is it not? This is second quadrant. It is between 90 degrees to 180 degrees. So an angle lies in the second quadrant. Does it imply that it is between 90 degrees and 180 degrees? Not necessarily. See, we have to add 2n pi to that, because see, suppose if you complete one revolution 360 degrees plus 90, then what happens? It is 450 degrees. Is it not? Same y-axis, it represents so many angles. It is not only 90 degrees, it represents 450 also. 450 plus another 90, how much? 540. So an angle lying in the second quadrant does not mean that it is between 90 and 180. It may be between 450 and 540 also. So 90, first we have to write A lies in the second quadrant means A lies between 90 and 180. Here you see pi by 2 means 90, pi means 180. To that you have to add 2n pi. So you can complete so many revolutions and then plus pi by 2, then plus pi. Okay. So write the angles first, pi by 2 and pi, and then add 2n pi. 2n pi means multiples of 360 degrees. 2 pi is 360 degrees. Similarly, so A is between 2n pi plus pi by 2 and 2n pi plus pi. Okay. B lies in the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant means which angle? Here. 270 plus another 90. 270 and 360. 270 means 3 pi by 2 here, and 360 means 2 pi. So between 270 and 2 pi, to make it generalize it, we have to add again 2n pi. You need not add 2n pi, you can add now 2m pi. Multiple of 360, it need not be the same multiple as previous case. n is an integer. Here m is an integer. M can be any integer, n can be any integer, they are independent. So we have to add 2m pi, 2m pi. So b lies in the fourth quadrant, means b is between 2m pi plus 3 pi by 2 and 2m pi plus 2 pi. Now add them, because we have to find the quadrant in which a plus b lies. So we have to add them. So if adding in between, you will get a plus b. This side 2n pi plus 2m pi plus pi by 2 plus 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. This side 2n pi, 2m pi, 2 pi plus pi. But first three terms you can take 2 pi common. So you will get n plus m plus 1 into 2 pi. Less than a plus b less than. Here also first three terms 2 pi common. In the bracket you get n plus m plus 1 into pi plus extra pi. Here nothing extra. So n, m are integers. So m plus 1 is another integer. Let us call it k. Therefore it becomes 2k pi. 2k pi is less than a plus b. Again same constant k here, 2k pi plus pi. Now you can cancel out. So a plus b is between 2k pi and 2k pi plus pi, where k is an integer. So to find the quadrant in which a plus b lies, 2k pi can be cancelled. So if you cancel out 2k pi, nothing is left out. 0 less than a plus b less than. Here also if you cancel out 2 pi, pi. This is just to find the quadrant in which a plus b lies. A plus b is between 0 and pi, means a plus b is between 0 and 180 degrees. Like this. A plus b is from 0 to 180 degrees, means first quadrant or second quadrant. So a plus b lies either in the quadrant number 1 or quadrant number 2. One of these. So which quadrant we have to correctly find out. So we should find what? We should calculate what? Sin a plus b or cos a plus b? To find the, we know that it lies in the quadrant 1 or quadrant 2. So which is better now? Should we calculate sin a plus b or cos a plus b? Cos a plus b we have to calculate. Why not sin a plus b? If you calculate sin a plus b, you know that the angle a plus b is lying in the first quadrant or second quadrant. First quadrant and second quadrant, in both the quadrants, sin is positive. So if you calculate sin a plus b, you will get positive value only, whether it lies in the first quadrant or in the second quadrant. So from that you cannot tell whether a plus b is lying in the first quadrant or second quadrant. Suppose if you calculate cos a plus b, if it lies in the first quadrant, cos a plus b is positive. If a plus b lies in the second quadrant, cos a plus b is negative. So by calculating cos a plus b and finding whether it is positive or negative, we can decide the quadrant in which a plus b lies. So let us go to the next page and find out cos a plus b. Next page. So from the previous page, just I am copying. Previous page, a lies in quadrant 2, sin a 12 by 13. Is it not? A lies in quadrant 2, sin a 12 by 13. Go forward now. A lies in quadrant 2, sin a 12 by 13. Okay. Again go backwards. B lies in quadrant 4 and cos b is 3 by 5. Let us go forward. B lies in quadrant 4. B lies in quadrant 4s and cos b is 3 by 5. We have decided to calculate cos a plus b, is it not? What is the formula for cos a plus b? Here I have written. Cos a plus b is cos a cos b minus sin A sin B. We have to find all these four values. But which values are given? Sin A is given. Underline that. So this is given. Cos B is also given. Cos B is also given. Therefore we have to find remaining values first. Cos A and sin B. Then substitute all the four values. Okay. So first let us find cos A. What is the formula for cos square A? Cos square A is 1 minus sin square A. 1 minus sin A is 12 by 13. Sin square A 144 by 69. 169 minus 144 by 169 means 25 by 69. So cos A, if you take cos square A is 25 by 16 means cos A is equal to either it can be plus 5 by 13 or minus 5 by 13. But sin can be fixed by the quadrant in which A lies. A is lying where? Quadrant 2. Here you see. Quadrant 2 cos is positive or negative? Negative. So cos A is minus 5 by 13 here. Minus 5 by 13 since A lies in the quadrant 2. Similarly, cos A we have calculated. Next we have to calculate sin B. Cos B is given. Sin B you have to calculate. So sin square B. Formula is 1 minus cos square B. 1 minus cos B is given 3 by 5. Cos square B 9 by 25. 25 minus 9 by 25, 16 by 25. This is sin square B. Therefore, sin B is equal to plus or minus 4 by 5. How do you decide the sign, whether plus sign or minus sign? Depending on the quadrant in which B lies. You know that B lies in the quadrant number 4 here. So, quadrant number 4 sign is what? Negative or positive? Negative. Therefore, sin B is equal to minus 4 by 5 since B lies in quadrant 4. So, therefore, we have calculated sin B and also cos A. We know now every value. So, therefore, let us apply the formula cos A plus B. Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Cos A, where is it? Here, minus 5 by 13. Okay. Cos B, it is given 3 by 5. Okay. Next, minus sin A. Sin A is given 12 by 13. Next, sin B we have calculated here. Sin B we have calculated minus 4 by 5. So, all these values you will put here. So, denominator is 13 into 5 in both the terms. So, 65. Numerator, first numerator is minus 15. Plus second numerator is minus into minus plus 48. Is it positive or negative? That is important. Actual value is not important. Whether it is positive or negative is important. So, plus 33 by 65 positive. So, cos A plus B is positive. Okay. Therefore, A plus B lies in first quadrant. Cos A plus B is positive. Already we have decided that. Let us go to the previous page. Previous page. A plus B lies in the first quadrant or second quadrant. We already decided. First quadrant or second quadrant. A plus B should lie first quadrant or second quadrant. Let us go forward. Cos A plus B is now positive. So it must lie in the first quadrant. Because if A plus B lies in the second quadrant, then cos A plus B will be negative. So we got positive value. Therefore, A plus B lies in the first quadrant. First quadrant means lies between which angles? A plus B lies between, first quadrant means what? 0 to 90. That is, A plus B lies in the first quadrant. Does it mean that A plus B is between 0 and 90? No, not necessarily. We have to add 2n pi. 2n pi plus 0, 2n pi plus pi by 2. 90 means pi by 2 radians. So, first quadrant angle means it need not be between 0 and 90 degrees. Generally, it can be between 2n pi and 2n pi plus pi by 2. So, we have to add multiple of 360 degrees. That is 2n pi we have to add. So a plus b lies in first quadrant. Let us see the next question. Example 12. Find number 1 tan pi by 4 plus a in terms of tan a, and number 2 cot pi by 4 plus a in terms of cot a. So number 1 tan pi by 4 plus a. Tan a plus b formula. Tan a plus tan b by 1 minus tan a tan b. Tan pi by 4 plus tan a by 1 minus tan pi by 4 into tan a. But what about tan pi by 4? That is tan 45 degrees. It is 1. Therefore 1 plus tan a by 1 minus tan a. So that's all. That is the formula he wanted actually. Tan pi by 4 plus a in terms of tan a. Tan pi by 4 plus a is 1 plus tan a by 1 minus tan a. Please remember this formula. But if you write tan a as sin a by cos a, both in the numerator and denominator, then it can be converted to this form also. Tan a you write it as sin by cos a in the numerator and also in the denominator, and then take the LCM, you get cos a plus sin a by cos a minus sin a. So tan a pi by 4 plus a is cos a plus sin a by cos a minus sin a. Now similarly, second one, cot pi by 4 plus a. What is the formula for cot a plus b? Cot a cot b minus 1 by cot b plus cot a. So tan formula we'll remember generally, but cot formula we forget generally. Cot a plus b formula is cot a cot b minus 1 by cot b plus cot a. Of course, you can write denominator cot a plus cot b, but why do you write it like this? For the sake of the next formula, cot a minus b. For cot a minus b, numerator in place of minus put plus sign, denominator in place of plus sign put minus sign, that's all. Cot a cot b plus 1 by cot b minus cot a actually. That is why. Minus plus sign just interchange. So that is why in this first formula also we are writing cot b first and cot a next in the denominator. Okay. Using this formula, cot a cot b, cot pi by 4 cot a minus 1 by cot b plus cot a. Cot b means cot a plus cot a means cot pi by 4. Cot a plus cot pi by 4. But cot pi by 4 cot 45 degrees is also 1. Therefore cot a minus 1 by cot a plus 1. So tan cot pi by 4 plus a in terms of cot a, already over, formula we have found out. But if you write cot a as cos a by sin a, both in the numerator and denominator, and take LCM, you will get cos a minus sin a by cos a plus sin a. Is it not? Just reciprocals of each other, these two. Is it not? Numerator, denominator just interchanged. Because you know that tan theta and cot theta, same angle, is it not? Tan theta and cot theta reciprocals of each other. So here also you will get reciprocals. Okay. Example 13 next. Prove that cos 9 plus sin 9 degrees by cos 9 degrees minus sin 9 degrees is equal to cot 36 degrees. Okay. Let us not use the previous formulas. Let us go from the fundamentals. LHS is cos 9 plus sin 9 by cos 9 minus sin 9. Divide both numerator and denominator by cos 9 degrees. Cos 9 by cos 9 1. Sin 9 by cos 9 tan 9 by 1 minus tan 9. This 1 can be written as tan 45 degrees. Tan 45 plus tan 9 by 1 minus, actually 1 minus tan 9 degrees is there, but we can write tan 45 into tan 9 degrees because tan 45 is just 1 only. Now it is in the form of tan A plus B, is it not? What is the formula for tan A plus B? Tan A plus tan B by 1 minus tan A tan B, exactly in that form. So using that formula you get tan A plus B means tan 45 plus 9 degrees, tan 54 degrees. But to the right hand side there is no 54 degrees, 36 degrees is there. So this 54 degrees can be written as 90 minus 36 degrees. Is it not? What is tan 90 minus theta? Cot theta. So cot 36 degrees. So that is the right hand side. Okay, let us see the example number 14. So this is very important. Very important. Let ABC be a triangle such that cot A plus cot B plus cot C is equal to root 3. Cot A plus cot B plus cot C is equal to root 3. Then prove that ABC is an equilateral triangle. ABC is an equilateral triangle. A student said he will give the proof. In one of my earlier classes, so a student said, I will give the proof, sir. So I asked him to give the proof. He said, in an equilateral triangle, angle A is equal to angle B is equal to angle C is equal to 60 degrees. So therefore, cot A plus cot B plus cot C means cot C plus cot 60 plus cot 60 plus cot 60. I am telling his proof. He is giving the proof like this. In an equilateral triangle, A, B, C all equal to 60 degrees. So cot A plus cot B plus cot C, cot 60 plus cot 60 plus cot 60. But what is cot 60? 1 by root 3. So 1 by root 3 plus 1 by root 3, 1 plus 1 by root 3, which is equal to 3 times 1 by root 3, that is 3 by root 3 is equal to root 3. So he said, hence proved. Is it correct? Is the proof correct? No, it is not correct. He has proved that in an equilateral triangle, cot A plus cot B plus cot C is equal to root 3, he has proved. So only in equilateral triangle, cot A plus cot B plus cot C is equal to root 3. In no other triangle it is equal to root 3. That is what we have to prove. Given that cot A plus cot B plus cot C is equal to root 3, it must be an equilateral triangle. In no other triangle, cot A plus cot B plus cot C is equal to root 3. That is what we have to prove. Okay, so this proof is not acceptable. Then how do you prove it? See, here we use the important result just now we have derived. In a triangle ABC, tan A plus tan B plus tan C is equal to tan A into tan B into tan C. That is we have proved. Another second formula also we have proved. What is that? Cot A cot B plus cot B cot C plus cot C cot A is equal to 1. These two are very important. Just now I have told you, I have proved it, and I told you that they are important in a triangle. So what are these two important things? Tan A plus tan B plus tan C is equal to tan A into tan B into tan C. And second one, cot A cot B plus cot B cot C plus cot C cot A is equal to 1. These two things. Okay. But already I have proved it, but I want to prove it again in another method. So consider cot A plus B plus C. But in a triangle A plus B plus C is 180 degrees, cot 180 degrees. Cot 180 degrees is cos 180 by sin 180 degrees. Cos 180 minus 1 by sin 180 0. That means you are getting denominator 0. But cot A plus B plus C, what is the formula? sigma cot A minus pi cot A by 1 minus sigma cot A cot B. Okay. But denominator is 0. So therefore here also the denominator must be 0. That means 1 minus sigma cot A cot B is equal to 0. Therefore sigma cot A cot B is equal to 1. That means cot A cot B plus cot B cot C plus cot C cot A is equal to 1. Okay. So again I have proved it. Now consider cot A minus cot B whole square plus cot B minus cot C whole square plus cot C minus cot A whole square. Let us consider it. So it is just equal 2 times, is it not? Cot square A plus cot, everything cot square B, cot square, every term comes 2 times. 2 times in the bracket you get cot square A plus cot square B plus cot square C minus cot A cot B minus cot B cot C minus cot C cot A. Therefore 2 times in the bracket. How do you write the quantity inside the bracket? It is in the form a square plus b square plus c square minus ab minus bc minus ca. So I can write it as a plus b plus c whole square minus 3 times ab plus bc plus ca. In a plus b plus c whole square you get 2 times ab plus bc plus ca minus 3 times. So you will get minus 1 times ab plus bc plus ca. But it is given in the problem cot a plus cot b plus cot c is root 3. So root 3 whole square, this one, minus 3 into, in a triangle we know that sigma cot a cot b is equal to 1. So it is 2 into 3 minus 3 is 0. So cot a cot b whole square plus cot b cot c whole square plus cot c cot a whole square is 0 means sum of 3 squares. 0 means each square must be 0 separately, because a square is always non-negative, 0 or positive. Suppose first square is not 0, then it must be positive only, it cannot be negative. If it is positive, then how can the sum be 0 without having any negative term in the sum? Therefore each must be 0 separately. That means cot a minus cot b should be 0 means cot a is equal to cot b. Similarly cot b minus cot c 0 means cot b is equal to cot c. So cot a is equal to cot b is equal to cot c. But their total sum is root 3. So each will be root 3 by 3, that is 1 by root 3. Therefore a is equal to b is equal to c is equal to 60 degrees, because cot 60 only 1 by root 3. So that implies ABC is an equilateral triangle. Okay students, here we will close it. We will continue it in the next class. Okay, thank you very much.